Hello everybody, Jonathan Rayo here with Simplified Guitar, and in this lesson I want to teach you how to play the song It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas. As always, I'm going to play through the song for you first, and then afterwards I'll break it down for you and explain it in more detail, so make sure to stick around for that. For now, let's go ahead and play through the song.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go, take a look at the 5 and 10, glistening once again, with candy canes and silver lanes aglow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store, but the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door. A pair of hop-along boots and a pistol that shoots is the wish of Barney and Ben. Dolls that will talk and will go for a walk is the hope of Janice and Jen. And Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go, there's a tree in the Grand Hotel, one in the park as well, the sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Soon the bells will start, and the thing that will make them ring is the carol that you sing right within your heart. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store, but the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door. Sure, it's Christmas once more.
Okay, so for this song we're going to be using 9 different chords. We're going to be in the key of C. So we're going to be starting with the C chord, which is going to look like this. For the C chord, we want to make sure not to play that low E string. So you need to start your strumming on the A string. You can even use your thumb to touch that low E string so it's muted while we're strumming. The next chord we're going to be playing is the F over C chord, which looks like this. For this one, we're going to start our strumming on the D string. That's where our F note is going to be. And this is a great F alternative when you're playing in the C chord family because you don't have to bar anything for this chord. We're also going to have an E major chord, and for this chord we get to strum all 6 strings. We also have a D minor chord, which is going to be down here, and for the D minor chord and any D chord for that matter, we want to start our strumming on the D string, which means we need to avoid the low E string and the A string, so we're going to start our strumming here on the D string. We also have a G chord, which I'm going to play like this with my 2nd, 3rd, and 4th finger. And the reason I'm going to do that is because it transitions very well within the C chord family. So if you look at the C chord again, you can see that it's a very similar shape to this G. Our 2nd and 3rd finger are able to stay in a very similar position. They're just going to move up a string each. And my 1st finger is going to come up from that C. My 3rd finger is going to go down for that G. So it makes a very nice, easy transition right there. As opposed to trying to go to the G that looks like this. It's pretty much the same chord, it's just played with different fingers. So in this case, we just want to choose the G chord that's going to be easier for transitioning. So we're also going to be playing an A minor for this song, which looks like this, and we need to start our strumming on the A string and avoid the low E string. We're also going to be playing an A minor 7, which all we need to do, if we're on this A minor, we just need to take off that 3rd finger, and that's going to be our A minor 7. We're also going to be playing an A7. So we need to get rid of the minor and bring it up, since it's this finger right here that's making it a minor. So we need to bring it up by 1 fret. So we're going to use our 3rd finger and press it down on the 2nd fret of that B string. And we can pick up our 1st finger now. And that's going to be our A7 chord. Again, we need to start strumming on the A string. And then we're also going to have a D major chord, or just a regular old D, which we're going to play like this. And again, we need to start our strumming on the D string and not strum the E or A string. So we got a lot of chords for this song, but luckily we don't have any bar chords. So if you want, when you're practicing, you can slow it down. For this tutorial, I'm playing it at 90 beats per minute. So if you want, you can slow it down to 80 or 70 even, and practice it at that speed first. And as you get comfortable at that speed, you can start to speed it up. For the strum pattern, we're going to be using the folk pattern, which is a nice simple 4-beat strum pattern. We're going to have 4 down strums, and we're going to add up strums after beat 3 and 4. Another thing that's important is where we put our emphasis. So we want to pluck just the root note of the chord on the 1st beat of each measure, and then we want to strum louder or harder on beat 2 and 4. So I'm just going to take all of that and put it together. I'm going to count the beats out loud while I'm holding the C chord so you can hear what I'm doing. Now remember, as I said earlier, the root note of the C chord is going to be on that A string. We don't want to hit that E string for that C. So I'm going to start right here with my strumming. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 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 1. Now you'll notice that for a lot of the chords on this song, they're only lasting for half of a measure. So what that means is that we're going to hold that chord only for 2 beats, and then we need to switch to the next chord for the next 2 beats. Okay? So if we think of the strum pattern that we just played as one whole measure, a lot of these chords, let's say for the beginning of the song, we have a C, and then we go to F over C, and then we go back to C again. So for that first C, it's only going to last for the first 2 beats. Then we're going to switch to the F for beat 3 and 4. And then we're going to go back to a C on beat 1 of the new measure. Okay? So I'm going to play that C, F, and C. I'm going to play that while counting out the beats so you can see what's going on. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and... Now, when we get to the bridge of the song, we're going to throw all of the rules out of the window, and we're not going to play any strum patterns. We're changing keys, everything. It's like we're playing a completely different song. So when we get to that bridge, instead of doing a strum pattern, we're just going to play a whole note. So for instance, we have an E major right when we get to that bridge. So when we get to that E major, we're just going to give it a full strum and let it ring out. And we're going to do that on the word hop along. So when it says a pair of hop along boots, we're going to strum on that word hop along. And then we're going to strum again on that E major on the word pistol. Okay, so we have hop along boots and a pistol that shoots. And then for the second line, we have an A minor, back to an E, back to an A minor. And again, we're going to do the same thing here. We're not playing any strum pattern. We're just going to hit each one of those notes with a solid full strum. And we have the same idea with the next 2 lines, but we're just changing the notes. We have a D major, dolls that talk, and we'll go for a walk. And then we have G, D, G for the second line. And for that last line, we're just going to hold that G chord and we're going to play half notes. We have Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. So basically we're just accenting those parts of the song with just a single strum. So we're completely throwing the original strum pattern out of the window and we're just emphasizing the melody of the song with some solid strums. All right, I hope this lesson was useful for you. If it was, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And I hope to see you in the next lesson. Take care.